what it is. We back. We is back. Push it over here. It's light over here. Get that money, don't fumble. Keep on. I couldn't wait till the summer. What it is. He said he was ready to go down, yo. I think they're gonna figure that shit out. It's gonna get too far. Yo, I think this is a scare tactic. Well, man, where the fuck is me, man? Fuck you been at, man? I ain't seen my man in the bar in 8 months. Where you been at, bro? They giving out food boxes? I think people will be alright, man. I think people will find a way. You know what I mean? I think they just trying to fearmonger everybody. You know, Democrats to blame, the Republicans to blame. Nigga, both of you niggas is to blame. You know what I mean? They both to blame, man. Any time when they even really beefing over for real. You know, they tell us one thing, but it really be another. I seen something that said that I think DoorDash was giving out free food. I just seen something on my phone that said, fucking say that they gonna be giving people 50% off. I don't know, y'all been saying a lot, yo. I don't know what's real, what's fake. I know this shit is crazy. I think they gonna figure out something though, y'all. I think they gonna figure out something. You got Donald Trump saying that most it's more Democrats. Yo, Donald Trump is upset at the Democrats, man. Yeah, man, I think that's what it really all boils down to. That nigga, whatever the Democrats did to him in life, his ass is furious. He said it's more. Maybe this is one of the Democratic programs he was talking about. Yeah, maybe. Maybe this is one of the Democratic programs he was talking about, yo. Yeah, right? EBT. Look, this is what he said. Then you got Fox News hosts talking about. You got Fox News hosts talking about, you know, people buying hair and nails with it, like it's like this is a black women's program. Yeah, right? A whole bunch of nonsense, man. A whole bunch of fucking nonsense. Hold on, I'm ready to show y'all. Hit that like button. T-Pain lost cousin. You think I look anything like T-Pain? Anything? Like any resemblance at all? Fuck out of here. Hit that like button, Kane. Kane off Menace. Let me show y'all what Trump said. Hey, yo, you gotta ask black women that, brother. Hey, I don't think it's just black women. I think all women do it. You know, that's a question reserved for a woman, man. I can't give you those details. You know what I mean? All right. Hey, when you find out, let me know. How about that? When you find out, come back. Make sure you subscribe. Come back to this live and let me know. Because I want to know too, man. I think that word might be being misused. My lighter go up. I think that word might be being misused. I don't need to smoke weed, champ. Smoking a black and mild, man. How about you? What Trump said, though? See what Kamala Harris said first. Though she always got something to say. Hold up. Y'all, they both to blame, y'all. See? Oh, shit, my bad.
To the fact that babies are gonna starve when the SNAP benefits end. Do anything. You fucking kidding me? This guy wants.
Shit.
To create a ballroom for his rich friends.
Hold on, y'all. I gotta wipe my screen off. Alright, look.
You fucking kidding me? This guy wants to create a ballroom for his rich friends while completely turning a blind eye to the fact that babies are gonna starve when the SNAP benefits end in just hours from now? Come on. So what? I'm not gonna be distracted by, oh, does the guy have a big hammer? What about those babies?
Right.
You fucking kidding me? This guy wants to create a ballroom for his rich friends while.
Do anything. All they have to do is say the government is open. And we only need 5 Democrats, but they've become a radical left party. They've become a very radical left party. And they've lost their minds. All they have to do is say the government is open, and that's it. Do anything. All they have to do is say the government is open. And we only need 5 Democrats, but they've become a radical left party. They've become a very radical left party. And they've lost their minds. All they have to do is say the government is open, and that's the end of it. And, largely, when you talk about SNAP, you're talking about largely Democrats. But I'm president. I want to help everybody. I want to help Democrats and Republicans. But when you're talking about SNAP, if you look, it's largely Democrats. They're hurting their own people. Thank you very much, everybody.
So what is Trump? So what it sounds like to me is Trump is trying to use the fact that, I guess, I don't know what numbers he's using, but the Democrats are the biggest users of EBT. So he's trying to use that as the way to say, look what the Democrats is doing. They hold y'all up. they hold y'all up, man. They'll sign this whatever deal, then ain't gonna be no steps, and it's the Democrats' fault. So all they gotta do, we only need 5 of them. I don't know, y'all. I think they both on the same side for real. I don't think it's as big as a problem as people making it out to be. I can't if they don't get a deal by the first, they're gonna have a deal by. I think for the first 10 days of the month. I just read something that said they was blocking this shit. Yeah, they is. I just seen something. Let me see. The judge blocked it. Federal judge forces Trump to give EBT. Yeah, look, I knew I seen that. That was 51 minutes ago. Let's read what this said. Hold on. Why ain't nobody reporting on this?
Tonight, from Arizona to Florida, long lines at food banks, a sign of fear and confusion facing the 42 million people at risk of losing federal food assistance. The Trump administration had said funding for SNAP benefits would run out tomorrow because of the government shutdown. But today, a federal judge now ruling the administration must continue to pay for the food aid program using contingency funds as soon as possible. How fast that can happen is unclear, and so millions, like the Leal family, remain stuck in limbo.
What can we say? It's unfair what they're doing.
Yeah, that's what they're gonna do, LeVar.
Very unfair.
Jocelyn and Jose waited more than an hour in 90-degree heat at this Los Angeles Salvation Army for a few boxes of food for them and their 5 children, including their 10-month-old twins. The couple says Jose's work as a contractor has been slow and that Jocelyn wants to go back to work, but they can't afford childcare. And so they rely heavily on the $750 a month they get in SNAP benefits. How frustrating is all of this?
Highly frustrating. It's like being in a hole and not being able to dig yourself out. They've been saying that the cost of groceries are going to go down, and from what we see, it's just going higher and higher.
And they're not alone. Many of the people we met in line this week said it was the first time they turned to a food bank for help.
We're shattering records that you don't wanna shatter. We had 803 families all alone last week, and we're gonna pass that.
Tonight, President Trump pointing fingers at Democrats.
When you're talking about SNAP, if you look, it's largely Democrats. They're hurting their own people.
But it's not that simple. The 5 states with the highest percentage of SNAP recipients are both blue and red.
Well, I think it's a disgrace. The USDA's never done this in the past. They said they have a contingency fund for precisely this moment.
For Jocelyn and her family,
It's a lot.
the impact is far greater than politics.
They should stop with excuses and actually do what's right. It's not that we want to be here. It's that we have to try and find a way for our kids. We have to find a way.
And Liz, late tonight, President Trump just weighed in on possible funding for the program.
Yeah, Peter, that's right. The president has just posted on Truth Social that he wants clarification from the court on how contingency funds can legally be used to cover SNAP benefits during the shutdown. He says if they can be, then he will provide the funding, but says even if that happens, payments will still be delayed for millions.
I told you, y'all. I told y'all, man. People haven't figured this. People haven't figured this shit out yet. Like, they fear-monger people, man. That's what politics is. Politics is fear-mongering, man. Like, I'm sitting back watching all the outrage. I'm like, that shit is not going to be what people think it's going to be. It's never what people think it's going to be. Am I wrong? It is never, it's never what they try to make it out to be. Ever. Like, ever. And it's like, people get so emotional. And see, they do it through their little political pawns. Like this guy. Let me show you one of them. They do it with their political pawns. But they all playing the same game, man. I don't know how people keep falling for that shit. Like my man LeVar said, probably by the 7th or the 10th day, them stamps gonna be back. People don't need to jump off the cliff, man. You can leave the food back. Shit gonna get right. Look at this dumbass right here. Who the fuck is this nigga? He's stupid as a bitch. Look at this stupid motherfucker right here. Let me show y'all a dumbass. Who is these guys? A Republican senator. Listen to this shit.
You have this is a program that has exploded over the last 20 years, and we are just dumping $100 billion a year into a program that we all know is being so woefully corrupted and exploited. And people are selling their benefits. People are using them to get their nails done, to get their weaves and their hair. This is a really ugly program. It's weird to me to hear Josh Hawley screaming that we have to protect this, and that we're not talking about why is it so ridiculously expensive and exploited. You have this is a program that has exploded.
This man said, people is using the program to get their nails done and their weaves. Get the fuck out of here. But we know that, this is a white woman's program. You know what I mean? That's the fear-mongering, that's the miseducation, that's the misleading. That's the misidentification that they do. And people watch this shit, don't do no research, just believe it. Like what he just said, or live television was egregious and wrong. You know what I mean? And wrong. Let me show you how they did it. Let me show you how they did it, y'all. For people that didn't know. Let me show you how they did it. Put y'all on point. Shit was done in the 80s. That's how they did it. The welfare queen.
The stereotype of the so-called welfare queen has been used to demonize those on public assistance for decades. It's a politically potent image depicting an undeserving aid recipient getting rich on the backs of taxpayers. Politicians, including former President Ronald Reagan, have been accused of exploiting this image as a kind of racist dog whistle. Meanwhile, the original welfare queen that Reagan used as a basis for his caricature was based on a real person. The new book, The Queen, tells the story of a woman who went by many names, was accused of many crimes, and whose image as a Cadillac-driving welfare recipient has lived on. Hari Srinivasan recently spoke with the book's author, Josh Levine, about the real-life woman behind the moniker.
Her name was Linda Taylor, and she was identified by the Chicago Tribune in 1974 as a person who had committed welfare fraud while driving fancy cars, including a Cadillac, and very quickly after that she was given the nickname the Welfare Queen. And it was a nickname and a stereotype that really very quickly blew up.
You know, it was a Chicago paper that gave her that nickname, but it's really Ronald Reagan on the campaign trail that makes that phrase such a household idea. How did it get from the Chicago paper into his speeches?
Reagan was looking for kind of outrageous stories about welfare, and this idea that there were welfare cheats out there was something that created outrage.
In Chicago, they found a woman who holds the record. She used 80 names, 30 addresses, 15 telephone numbers to collect food stamps, Social Security, veterans benefits for 4 non-existent deceased veterans' husbands,
JB,
as well as welfare. Her tax-free cash income alone has been running $150,000 a year.
God damn.
And he didn't say the phrase welfare queen in his speeches, but there was such baggage attached to welfare at that point that I think the electorate really understood what he was saying and really knew what he was talking about. Welfare has been an effective talking point for a whole generation of politicians.
I have a plan to end welfare as we know it, to break the cycle of welfare dependency.
Is that
when
Bill
Clinton said he wanted to end welfare as we know it during his 1992 campaign.
Is that Bill?
That
wasn't Bill Clinton, was it? That wasn't a Democrat, was it? Yo, they all on the same team, man. I try to tell y'all, man. Yo, stop falling for the political games, man. The games. They run the games on the people, man. I can't believe Bill Clinton said this. That makes absolutely no sense. He's a leader in the Democratic Party.
Enormously popular with people on both sides of the aisle. I think is partly responsible for his victory in 1992. And then when welfare reform passed in 1996, welfare went from being an entitlement to being temporary assistance. Mm-hmm. And if you're below the requisite poverty level, you still don't necessarily get benefits today.
Tell us a little bit more about her. I mean, she was kind of a racial chameleon almost.
In the 70s, she was coded as being black. People perceived welfare recipients at that point as being black, but some of the first stories about her noted that she could change her identity by changing a wig, that she could be black or white or Latina.
Look what we have here, man. Look what we have here. Yo, look at this lady, yo. This lady don't look black to me. This lady don't look black to me. She look black to y'all? Just like a black woman? Let's go back.
As being black, but some of the first stories about her noted that she could change her identity by changing a wig, that she could be...
Yo, is this a black woman? So how did they put this perception of welfare on black people? They don't look black to me. Look nothing. The hair black. That's about it.
Black or white or Latina or Filipina. And this was seen as just another example.
Yeah, that's what she is.
uniqueness. But as I found
the
in
first
my
one,
research,
the first race,
her
whatever last
history
name
with race is far more complicated and in many ways sad. She was born in the Deep South and was rejected by her white relatives due to her, mixed race identity. She was somebody who was forced to pass because of the way growing up as a black person in a white family. In the South, it was illegal for her to be black in certain circumstances. It's just a very complicated and fraught history for her.
Do you think that this welfare queen idea would have stuck nearly as much if she had presented as a white woman or was just a white woman?
I think that she was the right person at the right place at the right time, or depending on your vantage,
she
the
probably
wrong
was a
person
plant
in the wrong place at the wrong time. I think this idea of the welfare queen was something that was so powerful, and such a strong message politically.
Y'all funny as shit,
and
yo.
you can see that in how this, she was arrested for kidnapping in Chicago. She was accused of murder, but all of that information got left out and sanded away. That's not something that Reagan ever mentioned, certainly.
Yeah. I mean, that's what some of the fascinating stuff around her reporting is that while she's officially arrested for welfare fraud, kidnapping and potential murder charges in her life are some things that we don't hear about.
One of the more remarkable things that I found in my research was that she was arrested and indicted for welfare fraud in 1974. When she's out on bail, she is suspected of homicide. A woman that she was living with died of a drug overdose, and there was a very strong reason to believe that Taylor had been responsible for it. And yet, she isn't ultimately charged when the story of her life is told contemporaneously in the news, on television, in speeches by Ronald Reagan and others. That just doesn't get mentioned at all. It's like it never even happened.
So what do we know about her today? Does she exist anywhere? Did she die? Does she have family?
What I've learned is that she went to prison for welfare fraud in the late 1970s. When she got out, she eventually moved to Florida, and in the 90s, she was hit with federal charges there, ended up incarcerated. She was eventually released, and her family took her back to Illinois, where she died in 2002 in total obscurity and under a different name.
She probably
Josh, why do this story? Why spend years researching this? What drew you to it?
I wasn't aware that there...
You gotta remember, yo, this was COINTELPRO days. She probably was a Fed agent. That wasn't even the video I was looking for. I'm trying to find a video how it changed. Hold on. Yo, you gotta do your own research, man. Hold on, man. Let me go to this page real quick. That lady white as that lady white as snow, man. But they ain't want to say that back then, That wouldn't have served the purpose. It wouldn't have fit the agenda. So he said she was black. Hold on. Let's see how I can do it. Videos. Shit. That's not it.
You can get $25 to $250
white
in cash
bubba.
advances sent to your account. Download
Well, nothing
Rams
black about
Cash
that lady.
Advance from the App Store today.
Her hair wasn't black.
As you said, we spoke to her and she gave us a name and an address, and that address was, like we said, was 2343, and it's Pitts Lane, missing today. And I just spoke to the mother on the phone about 15 minutes ago, and she said her Pitts.
Police say the mother's full name is Jaquetta Johnson. She's about 26 to 28.
Speakers there this evening.
In Pratt Streets. She was leaving the AFRAM festival.
Not that. Where the fuck is this video at? Shit, man. I don't know what video it is, man. We seen it before. Can't find the bitch. But yeah, though, man. I don't think it's nothing to worry about for real, y'all. Shit, I already know about Hillary and the Super Predators. And Joe Biden and the Super Predators. September was white on white crime month, Dave. You might have missed it. You know what I mean? We did like 10 videos on white crime in the month of September. Nah, I'm not saying that, man. Happy birthday to your girlfriend, man, Jenna. Whatever her last name is. Dang, y'all can't find the video, man. I gotta hit y'all. That's crazy, yo. That's crazy. They made this girl a black woman, man. That shit should be a crime. Look, why it's so hard to get on welfare? Look, they got look.
To crack down on welfare spending. In some cases,
look.
Away.
From President White House.
Look at who the face is.
It more than worked.
Where the black people at? Look, ain't a black person on the thumbnail. Look at the thumbnail of this video. Shit. Look at the thumbnail.
Girl 1, she's been on welfare since 2000.
Look at the thumbnail, though. Shit. Look at the thumbnail. Why is it so hard to get on welfare? Look at the thumbnail, yo. And these people good, boy, I tell you. It is good at what they do. They is good at what they do, yo. I swear. I can't find a video I'm looking for. There's a video from the 80s. My bad. There's a video from the 80s. Videos watched. Come on, man. It's only one video.
I mean, this is another fascinating, controversial part of his rhetoric, is the welfare queen narrative that he popularized in his 1976 presidential campaign.
Right.
Yeah.
While he never explicitly mentioned race, the story played on existing anxieties about welfare abuse. And contributed to a growing resentment towards social programs. It's a tactic that continues to be used in political.
Hey yo, you want me to react to him? He's funny as shit. Hey, you not want me to react to yo? I think it might be in this video.
It's amusing. Welfare mother with 9 children. On the days before the welfare check arrives,
I think it's this video.
orange for each child. Mrs. King has become involved in the welfare rights movement because she feels she doesn't get enough money to raise her family. She gets less than 80 cents a day for each of her children. The Ohio legislature approves only 3/4 of the amount that the state welfare department felt was a minimum necessity in 1959. The rise of ADC recipients in the last 6 years has been particularly dramatic among Negro families in the northern ghettos.
Look.
Giving aid only when the husband is absent pushes the man out of the house. His presence is an economic hardship, and a whole class of women and children are growing up in the northern ghettos knowing neither husband nor father, only dependence on welfare. Life on welfare means waiting in line for food stamps, as for everything else. After getting her welfare check each month, Mrs. King's first stop is a food stamp center in the heart of Huff, Cleveland's Negro ghetto.
Never play, yo.
She pays $110 for $158 worth of food stamps, which must be spent only on food. The idea is that the state guides the spending of welfare mothers, and the women resent the implicit moral judgment that they don't have the capacity to care properly for their children.
We are bitter because we are faced with trying to raise children without money. People on welfare, if they had money enough to at least exist on, I'm not saying, because I don't have a...
Oh, I gotta answer this. Hold up. Hold up, real quick. My bad, y'all. I thought that was somebody else, y'all. Y'all know they copyrighted my video on that Baltimore shit? They copyrighted my video, y'all. Somebody put a claim in on my video. Struck my channel for that shit. Struck my channel for that shit.
I'm not saying, because I don't have a college diploma, that I should have, $300 a week, but I'm saying that people on welfare have a right to a decent living in a rich country like America. And, like we can always, send charity overseas, and it's, for years, we've been in poverty as a country. And that I'm concerned with, a country that, gets concerned with hunger in India, but's not concerned with hunger.
It's crazy, yo, that they put this narrative on black women, where the welfare queen was white. But look at this whole documentary. It's majority black people on this bitch. This how they ran the play, y'all.
The United States. They talk about planning for a future. You have to first have something to plan with. You don't plan a meal, unless you got, something to eat. And you don't plan a future unless you have something to plan with. And this is what, society's going to have to face. They talking about future America. And, our kids are part of that future society. And to deprive them from the time that they're, babies, now they say, work with 16-year-olds. That's crazy. A 16-year-old, it's too late.
Growing up without enough money is hard enough. But there are other cold realities about growing up on ADC. Welfare kids usually live in neighborhoods like Cleveland's Huff.
Look.
They can see the results of violence, even murder, around their own homes.
She's a lie, y'all.
And they must learn to live with it.
Hate to see these second generations of welfare coming up. And one of the things I think is more crucial to is the youth that's in the ghetto. Because most of the youth that's coming up, they're ashamed to tell their buddies, say, well, yeah, we on welfare, we getting ADC or food stamps and things like this here.
Everybody in my whole neighborhood was on relief. We used to run around and kid about it. Because everybody in my neighborhood was on relief.
I just wanted to show y'all that. I gotta go to the motherfucking bathroom. But yeah, we gonna go live. I'm off this weekend for real. But yeah, I don't think it's nothing to really worry about for real. I don't think it's nothing to really worry about. I think they just fear-mongering people, like they always do. And I think they both on the same page when it come down to this shit. And they just using the people to gain momentum. Had the people arguing and debating. This is a topic. You know how that shit go. Just something to talk about. But yo, make sure I hit that like button. Make sure you share it live. It's another day. Keep it you need. And I'm out.